flowing. Thierry Henry! A classic Henry goal. Inspiration from Thierry Henry.
So let's rewind the clock to when you originally chose the Premier League and you came over here. Why did you choose Arsenal? Why did you choose to come to London?
First of all, I always wanted to play for Arsenal. The guys that obviously played before me gave me that desire to wear the Arsenal shirt. Manu Petit, Patrick Vieira, and Nicolas Anelka gave me that little thing, that little desire, that little thing that I had in my heart to come and play for Arsenal. Every time we used to meet a national team, they're only like saying great stuff about the club, and also I wanted to work with Arsene Wenger again.
And Arsene Wenger, you've described him in the past, or people have described him as a mentor, as a father figure almost. How would you describe your relationship with him?
No, it is same thing. You know, the same type of relationship you can have with a dad. Sometimes it was great, sometimes not so great, sometimes okay, sometimes not so okay. You know, that's just the way it was. But you know, it's just so happened that we clicked, and his way of seeing the game is actually the way I love to play the game. So that kind of clicked right from the start.
And one of the greatest decisions he's given credit for is moving you from a winger to a striker, which started early, didn't it, at Monaco?
I made my debut against Nice in '94, and he started me as a centre forward. Then I think the striker that was injured came back. I went on the bench. Came on. I went on the bench. Came on, and I went on the bench again. And then they sacked Arsene. And then after that, when he left, they put me on the wing. I felt comfortable playing on the wing. I went to the national team playing on the wing. Won the World Cup playing on the wing. And you know, that's what I actually got used to from when he left Monaco, and I was like, okay, I'm a winger, I'm doing okay. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm doing something right. And then he said to me, you'll do way better if you play in the middle. And I said, that's a long time, you know, I didn't play in the middle. Do you think, you know, it's the right thing to do, right move? He said, yeah, you will see, you know, it might take time, but at the end we will see if it happens or not. If not, you can always go back on the wing, you know, and it worked.
Arsene Wenger then, if you were asked what his strengths are, why he succeeded as a manager, what would you say?
Well, basically, for me, I always used to, not always, but sometimes go into his dressing room, like in his office, or his locker or whatever, and try to talk about some stuff that was bothering me. And he always used to say to me, don't ask yourself the wrong question. Always make sure that you ask yourself the right question. And since he said that, I always said to myself, you know, like, you know, it's a human being thing. You always like to blame others, right? Like if I feel like I made the right run and you don't give me the right ball, I always say to you, your ball wasn't great. So, okay, I know your style of play, right? So I might make a move thinking about how you can give me the ball. Like I knew, for example, when Dennis Bergkamp had the ball, I knew what type of run I like to make anyway. But with the player that you have in your team, you have to adapt your game to them.
With how close you were with him, you describe him as a father-like figure. The criticism he's taken since 2005, since the last trophy, the league before that, is that criticism he's taken over here, do you think, fair or unfair?
The thing is, he said it himself. When you don't win trophies, obviously people are going to talk. Obviously people are going to say he's not the man for the job anymore. And I think Arsene himself understood that. And you know, when you don't have something to show at the end of the season, it's difficult to talk and stop all the critics. But this year is showing everybody that Arsenal can compete again.
Did you ever think he'd sign a player for £40 million?
No, never. Ever. Well, I mean, the player that is signed for £40 million the guy is just like a great player. You know, when you look at him play, when he has the ball, you know, it seems like he has all the time in the world. And I can tell you for a fact, it's not that easy and he paid the price to have a player like Özil. But I think right now he showed that it's worth it, and hopefully at the end he will show more.
And let's go back and talk about the success you had early on. We can see you lifting the trophy there, a happy memory for you. And the Invincible team, you'd won trophies before that, but that season was just extraordinary. What made that team so good and so special?
We were just like, I don't actually like that part in the game, but I often took the credit on a lot of games and on a lot of goals and etc. But we had a team, and when I say a team, it wasn't only like 11 players. Like we had like 23 or 4 or a bit more quality players. That's when you know you can do what we have done. Obviously, we go back to the Man United game. If Van Nistelrooy scored a penalty, then we obviously don't do it. You have some games during the season when a tiny bit of luck, if I can use the word, I don't like it because I think you have to provoke your luck. But we got some during the season, and after the quality was good enough to be able to stay unbeaten. I'm gonna name some of the players. Like Ashley Cole, for me, will go down as one of the best left back in the history of the game. Then you will think straight away about Patrick, about Gilberto. You will think about Jens Leban. You will think about me, Dennis or whatever. But Lauren, Kolo Toure, Ray, Martin Keown was still there. All those guys that never used to grab the headlines. Lauren never got the credit that he deserved. Gilberto the same. We used to say it at the time, I don't know if you remember. We used to say it, like Gilberto and all those guys, you know, obviously people used to see the brilliant passes and counter-attacking, you know, going forward and 1, 2, 3, 4 touch goal. But when we were not succeeding or not doing it well or we're not having a good game, you know, when you have a guy like Gilberto, Patrick, Lauren, Ashley, Sol Campbell, Kolo, all those guys, they were just like, man, they were as important as we were. And that's why I say, and I will always say, that it's got to be a team effort.
And in that season, you've touched on the moment against Manchester United. Looking back at it, were there any other key moments you remember? Maybe moments where you thought, it's going?
For me, the most difficult games were the games at the end to stay unbeaten. I don't like, it's not that I don't like, but like even if it's a card game, if our play is to win something like a title, I want a trophy, I want to win, I want something at the end that I'm going to be able to lift, or you got to give me something. Like, and then we didn't get it, I think, against Birmingham. I think we played when we clinched the title at the Lane. I love it.
Spurs fans are going to love that moment.
Me too. You know, we played Birmingham at home, and that was one of the most boring games I think we've played at Highbury. It's hard because, like, the pressure and everything went down. So it's not the same thing. Like, when you see the guy making a run, and you know if you're not chasing him, he might score a tap-in, like, maybe on the counter, someone's going to cross and he's going to score a tap-in, and you know 60 yards before that if you had followed him, maybe you would have cleared that ball. That's the type of thing when you're already champion. You kind of, you know, like, I mean, Man United, look at the game Man United, West Brom last year, like 5-5, you know, you don't do the extra part, you know. You know, I love the game and everything, but you just don't do the extra part. And that's when it became really difficult to do it.
And you did it, and you've given Arsenal fans a great memory. Tell me something about, again, you touched on it with Manchester United. There's a lot talked about it at the moment, and particularly with the Roy Keane, Patrick Vieira thing that went on in the tunnel and so on. What were you like in all of that? Because that rivalry was legendary in Premier League years. Arsenal, Man United. You always seem to smile and be pretty relaxed about it.
I was always getting upset on the field, to be honest. That's where I get upset on, usually. Don't like tunnel stuff, it's tunnel stuff. I mean, it was funny for me. So.
But was that a rivalry you thrived on as well? You must have enjoyed it.
Yeah, but like I said, it was a good one because we all respected each other. You know, like, I still have maximum respect for Man United for what they did, the way they built their success. But when it was game time, you have to leave the respect in the dressing room and play hard, and that's what those guys were all about. When you see Patrick, when you see Roy Keane, when you see Gary Neville, I'm not going to name like Ryan Giggs, all that generation, but we were the same, and they did the same thing.
Absolutely. And when you look back on that with the Invincibles, do you look back at that as your greatest achievement in football, or would it be this picture here with the World Cup with France? You then went on to win the European Championships as well. Which would be your greatest achievement?
I was fortunate enough to play in some great side. That French side that won the World Cup and the Euros straight after, you would have thought it would have been impossible to do that again. And then Spain did way better than us. So I'm just happy to and privileged to that I was part of the history of some teams, and you mentioning the staying unbeaten with Arsenal. We know how hard it is to do that in the modern game. Juve did it not that long ago, but no disrespect to the Italian league. To do it in England, when sometimes you have to play on the 23rd of December, on the 26th of December, your friend are phoning you, "Where are you? It's Christmas." You're in a hotel somewhere. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that then you play on the 29th, and then you play on the 1st, and then somewhere along the way, normally you should lose a game somewhere, but we managed to stay unbeaten. So that's also amazing. And then you mentioned after winning the Champions League with Barcelona, I saw the fact that we won the Champions League there is we have done something that no other team has done since. Winning every single competition that you can win in a year. And that's, for me, just amazing. But if I go back to what was my best moment, just the day that I started, my first ever game, my first ever game that I was able to show that I can do it. After the rest is how much you work and how much you want it, but just having that opportunity. That's what I always say. When you have it, you need to grab it. So I'll say just the first time I won the Monaco shirt, and I've been able to express myself. The rest is history.
Larson. Back for Belletti, brilliantly done between the two substitutes. He can't believe it. The champions of Spain are now crowned champions of Europe.
How painful was losing the Champions League final before you went to Barcelona?
There's not a day that I don't think about it. Because doing it with Arsenal for me would have been extra special. And just imagine, I went to Barcelona straight after, and every morning I used to see, because they had the picture of them celebrating in Paris. And every morning I had to see that. And having said that, even if the poster wasn't up in the dressing room at Barcelona, there's not a day that I don't think about it.
Even now?
Yeah, because for me, I'm the biggest critic of myself. So when I didn't perform, I always felt that I let my team down. So I didn't need the press to tell me. I don't need anyone to tell me. I also didn't need anyone to tell me after the game, "Don't worry, you're good." I know when I wasn't good. So that's why it's something annoying, because you know you can't go back into it and change it. You have to accept it. That's the way it is. And I've won also games, and you know you appreciate it. But yeah, to go back to what I just told you, it's just like you always feel you let your team down when you don't perform. And any game that I didn't score to help my team win a game, I always felt bad at the end, because you always want to make sure you help.
How difficult was it that day and the period before then to leave Arsenal Football Club?
It was really hard. I said it so many times, I cried when I left Arsenal. I mean, you can see, I did that video for the fans. You can see I'm not comfortable talking. My voice is kind of weird, almost shy. I wanted to do it though, because I think you have to leave a club a certain way, and I thought it was the proper way to leave it. If I had the possibility of going to every every Arsenal fan's door and house to do it myself. I would have done it, but it's not possible. But I wanted to live in a proper way, a proper manner, the club that I love, and that gave me so much. So it was hard. I cried when I left there.
You then go to Barcelona, and that's a familiar sight, lifting trophies with Barcelona. And at Barcelona, the managers. You've talked about Arsene Wenger. Were there similarities to your manager there, Pep Guardiola?
Yeah, the way they see the game, the way Arsene wants his team to play, it's exactly how Pep sees it. And what I liked about Pep is he actually brought a bit of discipline into the Barca way. Because back in the days when you used to play Barca, people used to say, and they're going to give you a chance or two to score. But that Barca, Pep's Barca, some teams were not even seeing the ball, or not even passing the halfway line sometimes, because the pressure was so intense that they didn't even have the chance to put their head up to pick a player to come out of their own box. And Pep is just I'll be honest, Pep is just a great manager.
Does it sum him up? There was a line the other day in the week before the Champions League game when he was asked what he didn't like about life, what annoyed him in life, and you're expecting to say, I don't like washing up or gardening or something. He said, giving away possession. Does that sum him up?
Yes, and that's the Barca school. You will be surprised if you're in training. Like, Xavi will lose his mind if he misses a pass. And when I say to you, he will lose his mind. He will really get frustrated. Like, you have to say it to believe it. Like, then you soon understand why he doesn't lose the ball often, first of all, and the level that is required to play there. It's if you see a training session, just a training session, it's kind of scary. I'll be honest, but that's just the way they've been brought up in Barcelona. Take care of the ball.
I find it amazing you haven't mentioned someone called Messi.
No, but because he is. There I was talking about taking care of the ball, but Messi is just a freak.
Genius?
However you want to call him. I've never seen that, and it's just crazy. I've seen him scoring goals that it's just not normal. I mean, at the end of the day, it is not normal. Like when you have a guy like Ronaldo, it's the same thing. Like, they're two abnormal players.
In the nicest possible way.
Oh yeah, of course.
If you, this is a really mean question, but if you need to win a game at a World Cup, you can pick one of them. Do you go Messi? Do you go Ronaldo?
Oof.
I said it was hard.
I have to go with Messi.
Because he produces, he's a genius on the field?
Because I have to choose one. You gave me only one choice. So I have to go with Messi.
Would it be fair to...
I played with the guy. I have a lot of respect for Ronaldo. It's like because of them now, some teams don't even want to play with a centre forward. Because of them, they changed the game. They changed the game.
America is the next stop. How, amongst the achievements we've talked about, how satisfying an achievement for you to win with the New York Red Bulls their first ever silverware, wasn't it? After what, 17, 18 years?
Yes, but that doesn't give you the title. So it's a good start. It's a good start.
Just to explain that the trophy is for winning the league, but not the playoffs.
Yeah, so we won the league overall. But then after you get into the playoffs, and we lost in the first round. So basically, if you want to have the title of winning the MLS, which is after it's called the MLS Cup, then you need to win the playoffs too. So it's kind of weird, but that's the way it is, and we still didn't manage to do it. So that's why I was saying to you, yes, it's a good start. You can't obviously not be happy about it, right? But that's not the one you need.
I sense, therefore, the hunger still burns
Oh,
inside Thierry Henry?
You know, my friend would tell you I'm a pain in the neck.
Why?
Because I want to win at all costs, and anything that I do, I want to win. I said to you, if you said to me, like, when we finish the interview, let's play card, I say, if a card game, sorry, like, it's got to be a proper one. I'm not gambling though, like, I'm not, you know, but I'm saying,
You just want to beat me.
Yeah, that's it. If you play like let's have fun, like, I can't do let's have fun. I understand sometimes people, you know, say, you know, the most important thing is to participate, or the most important thing is to win. Especially at our level, the most important thing is to win. For me, that's how I've been brought up.
How do you relax then away from football if you've got to win everything? What do you enjoy? Particularly in New York. I imagine you like the lifestyle in America for starters.
Of course, you know, going to the theater or seeing some shows. Sometimes you can go. I went to see Woody Allen playing jazz. You know, some random stuff that you can do in New York that you can't see in any other city. I mean, it's whatever you want or you want to do in New York, you can do it.
Let's finish by just a couple of things looking back. Your favourite goal? What's your all-time favourite goal?
Well, you know what? I used to say at the beginning the Barthez goal against Man United. Then the one in Madrid. Also the one against Liverpool. When we beat them at home 4-2, it was a much-needed goal. Not the goal itself. It is the first time I felt a stadium. The stadium was breathing. It is the first time that I felt a stadium breathing after I scored.
Relief.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to say the comeback goal. The comeback goal because it was the first time that I played for a team that I was supporting. So when I scored that goal against Leeds in the cup, it was just like I can't even describe it. It was just crazy.
What next for you after football?
I actually don't know. I would love to be around the game. Like I said it so many times. Hopefully around Arsenal. What am I going to do? I don't know. If it's coaching, I don't know. Being in the club, like I really don't know yet. I'm trying to finish my career, which is something already, you know, that I have to concentrate on. This is my last year, actually, the one coming.
Definitely.
On paper, yeah. So that's why I'm saying I'm not saying I'm retiring. I'm saying that's my last year on paper, to make it clear.
One day, Thierry Henry, Arsenal manager. Could that happen?
I actually don't know. That will be.
Would you like it to happen?
Yeah, but that's the same thing. You know, like I'm sure you ask any Arsenal fan, they would love to be the the Arsenal manager. I actually don't know. You need to do some stuff before that. You know, you can't pretend that you can come and be a manager. You know, it's really difficult.
Would that be the dream job, if you like?
The dream for me will be to be back at Arsenal. The rest, we will see. But the dream will be to be back at Arsenal, yeah, obviously.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thierry, thank you very much.
Thank you.